Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man. At your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Now, folks, I have not forgotten about the one good scare for Halloween. Yes, I was beginning to build up some momentum, i.e. I think I'd done 2 videos. They're definitely going to be proceeding from today onwards. But what's happened is it was my wedding anniversary. Not just mine and Mrs Kilt-Man's wedding anniversary at the weekend. So we went to Manchester, buzzing our kid, and had a wonderful time. What I knew was taking place there was the For the Love of Horror festival as well. Now, I didn't arrange this. Mrs Kilt-Man booked that weekend way in advance, months and months ago. So it wasn't anything to do with like, oh, there's a horror fest on the same time. Yippee! Because we never went to the horror fest. I mean, Mrs Kilt-Man, God bless her, she said, if you want to go, we can go. But I thought, we're only here for 2 days, and like a lot of that's going to be taken up with drinking and eating and revelry. So we didn't go. And yeah, it's all right, it's okay. But I did do a video while we were there because we were staying in this fantastic high-rise, completely circular hotel in the heart of Manchester called the Indigo Hotel. Wow, it was great. But it had floor to ceiling windows, curved obviously. So when you looked out the window, there was a purely vertiginous drop right the way down. And I was doing a video there saying, what great films have, scenes like this where someone falls down the side of a building like this. And I mentioned loads, but I kept coming back to Hans Gruber in Die Hard, taking that death plunge down the side of the Nakatomi Plaza. Kept coming back to me all the time. And Henry Silva in Sharky's Machine. Hey, loads of great stuff. And I was discussing, I did a one good scare, just off the cuff sort of thing. But what did I go and do later on? Stupidly, when we arrived back in the hotel room after much drinky poos and massive big meals, I accidentally deleted the video. Oh God. But hey, it was an off the cuff, ramshackle sort of video anyway, so you ain't missing much. But it was fun though. There was a bit where I ran round the circular corridor where all the rooms are leading off, and it's just a sort of madcap psychedelic sort of thing, which I thought, this is quite effective, isn't it? Gone now. Just take my word for it. Anyway, I did do one thing horror-wise. I got this t-shirt. Whoa, and there's some kind of, that's from the bag where I put it in my bag and some kind of dust has got on it. Now, it says Evil Dead 2. Yes, I know it does. I mean, that image is not from Evil Dead 2. It is publicity imagery from Evil Dead number 1. And as we all know, fans of, the Evil Dead and the Deadites and Necronomicon, that most of the posters and imagery from Evil Dead, and in fact Evil Dead 2, depict things which you don't see in the movies themselves. And if anything, for the Evil Dead, they're monumentally restrained. The famous poster image is, of course, of a girl coming out of a grave, reaching up like that, a twisted wooden crucifix behind her, and a gnarly, rotten hand grabbing her by the throat. And they go, oh, that's eye-catching, and throat-grabbing. But it's not in the movie. And then you've got, very famously, this image of Ash wielding the chainsaw with gnarly skeletal hands coming at him. Usually it's depicted with a girl who's not in the movie, a model, clutching onto him by the side like that, like looking ahead. She's cowering behind him, her chainsaw wielding hero. But I do love the artwork, I do love that imagery. And while we were in a place called Affleck's Palace, which a lot of you may know it, a very trendy sort of like emporium, lots of t-shirts, knickknacks, tattoos, piercings, collectibles. It's one of those places. Yeah, it's a little mecca. There was a sort of bohemian t-shirt, bohemian fashion stall which sold at the time lots of Halloween things. So Mrs Kilt-Man was going through all the Halloween clothes, because she's got a bit of a gothic edge to it as well, which is nice. And she found a little cute little black t-shirt, and there was a variation on it there was one where it was just a white spider web around the top of the chest and the back with little black spiders, punctuating it. Then there was a variant where it had bats punctuating it. Then there was one which had sort of black spider web with a big white spider on it. And then this white spider looked more realistic, shall we say, and it's just one, so asymmetrical. It's crawling up one side of the web. You can see its teeth and all that, like. And I went, that's the one. And she chose it anyway. She was like, I would have gone for that one anyway. But while she was messing about with all this stuff on the rack and going through, are these all handmade? She said, and the stall proprietor. No, they're all labelled. Look. Mrs Kilt-Man likes to think everything's a cottage industry. Everyone, oh, this handmade. This, look what they've done here. They haven't done a damn thing. They just put it on. They just put it on the rack and put a price tag on it. That's all they did. But right next door was a typical t-shirt emporium with a tattoo parlour in the back of it, and you could hear the drill going. This is the tattoo drill. It was great. Made me anxious to get another tattoo again. But anyway, that day will come. And there were lots of, like, obviously heavy metal groups and all, like their t-shirts and tour dates emblazoned all over it and imagery from the albums and all that. But there was that little horror section. Oh, and I found that. I mean, there was plenty of good stuff there, but I wanted this one. And it's official merchandise, folks. There is a label. It does say Evil Dead 2. There you go, and on the back, Evil Dead 2. Even though we've already discussed it's actually from Evil Dead 1. And there's a label in the back of it as well. It's a lovely t-shirt, and it's my only token gesture, apart from a video which got deleted, to keep up the horror Halloween vibe. So at least I did something. By the way, Manchester's great. I know I'm from the other end, Liverpool, but, you know, I love Manchester. I have nothing against it. It's a great place. Although it's getting more and more expensive, I did notice that. You know, when I buy a large whiskey here, a blend, a grouse, a large whiskey is going to cost me probably $3.60, maybe even less, $3.40. A large whiskey there, and of a much lesser caliber whiskey, which will remain nameless, $7.80, I think it was. Jesus Christ, that was expensive. Yeah, my face turned to that. How much? Ooh. Didn't stop me drinking it though, and then getting another one, then another one, and then maybe some more. But that's the way it goes. So Manchester is a top place. I hope that festival went well. I do know a couple of people who went there, but I've not heard their reports on it as yet. But I presume it went pretty well. But it was just one of those things. We had other issues, other things to do, and it was all planned in advance. And the horror festival, which I now would have been nice to have just poked my head in. But the thing about festivals is you want to go in costume, you want to go cosplay. We were travelling light, so I mean, to have all McCready's gear and a flamethrower, or all the Snake Plissken's gear, you know, it just would have been too much. So no, it was best to avoid it. But anyway, there is a Halloween One Good Scare coming later on. Should I give you any clues to it? Should I give? Dave Ascot, it's the one you suggested, so at least you know what it is. It's a film with, how can we give it kind of clue? It's a film with a raft full of shocks and scares. There we go. And that'll be coming later on. So, folks, in the meantime, and it's suddenly getting chillier in between time, please keep it Kiltic, keep it Celtic. Be happy and enjoy what you're doing. Because if you're not enjoying it, you know what to do. Stop it immediately and go and do something that you do enjoy. And carry on doing it. And let's hope that gets infectious, so we all start having much more fun in the world at large. Please, be happy, be safe, and I'm going to see you all later with another One Good Scare for Halloween.